Hello and welcome back to Shay Spills podcast. Hi, I am Shalane aka Shay. Nice to meet you. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, thank you for coming back. Now, today's episode, as you can tell from the title, is an Unsolved murder episode, and it's based on two true stories here in Ireland. It is on two Roman Catholic priests that has happened nearly over 100 years ago. So they're a long time ago, let's say. And these are their two stories. So the first one is Father Michael Griffin, and the second is Father Niall Molloy, if I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I am. Anyway, we're going to start with Father Griffin. Let's do this. So, Father Griffin was born on the 18th of September in 1892 in Gerteen in County Galway to his parents Thomas George Griffin, a farmer, and Mary Coyne. Now, Griffin was ordained in St. Patrick's College in Maynooth in 1917. He served in the Diocese of Galway in Kilmacdura and Kilfnora. I'm sorry if I pronounced them wrong. Now, in June in 1918, the curate was transferred from the parish to Ennismon in County Clare, then to Rahoon in Galway City. Now, on the night of the 14th of November in 1920, during the Irish War for Independence, Griffin, known as a Irish Republican sympathiser, was taken from his home, where he was questioned on items that we are unsure of. Now, on the 20th of November, his body was found in an unmarked grave in a bog at Clogskulatia. Now, I definitely butchered that, and I'm so sorry if you're from there. Near Barony. I am shocking with Irish. This is why I didn't take him. Or take Irish. Anyway, he was being shot in the head. Now, Father Griffin was only 28, so he was incredibly young. On 23rd of November, after Father Griffin's funeral mass at St. Joseph's, gosh, I can't pronounce anything today, apparently. The funeral was corteged and took place through the streets of Galway. There was 3 bishops, 150 priests, and an excess of 12,000 lads, this is not going well, sorry. Mourners? Jeannie Mac, I'm so sorry. The reasons for the killing of Father Griffin remains unclear. One suggestion is that it was a reprisal for the killing of Patrick W. Joyce by the Irish Republican Army, or known as the IRA, a month earlier, and the priest's body was deliberately dumped near Barna, where Joyce had been a principal in the local primary school. Now, while over 40 Catholic clergy was arrested for a variety of offences during the Revolutionary years, the killing of a priest was rare and sensational. Now, between 1916 and 1921, 4 were killed in violent circumstances. Father Felix Waters was president of the Catholic University School in Dublin, was shot in Haddington Road during the 1916 Rising, and died of freezing wounds. Now, in mid-December in 1920, Canon Thomas Magner, priest in Dunmamory in Cork, was shot on the roadside by a member of an auxiliary division RIC. Now, I don't know what that is. I should probably look that up. To be fair, there was all these different regiments at the time. During 1916, I still haven't figured all of them. He was later deemed insane. Now, the same officer had killed an innocent civilian before Canon Magner. Happened on the scene in 1921. Father James O'Connell was fatally wounded during the raid on the home of Liam D. Rostiti. Definitely butchered his surname. I am sorry once again. Where he rented a room. Now, my question is, obviously the death wasn't unnecessary, but what was the reason? Was the IRA lurking around, thinking this fella here obviously had a problem? Was he diving into something that he shouldn't? was someone from his community was giving him information on the IRA or something going on. I don't know. It's unsure, that's to be fair. The IRA have numerous murders and killings and disappearance of men, women, and children during the years from that time, but also up to nearly the 70s and 80s, let's say. They're quiet now, but we don't know. And to be fair, I'm a bit scared. Yeah. Now, the second priest we're going to be talking about is Father Niall Molloy? Molloy. We'll just go with Molloy. Now, he was born on the 14th of April in 1933 in County Roscommon. Now, he was killed in mysterious circumstances in Kilcorsey House in Clara in County Offaly. Goodness me. On the 8th of July in 1985, he was aged 52 then. Now, Molloy was a parish priest in Castletoot in County Roscommon at the time of his death. Now, Father Niall Molloy was staying at the home of Richard and Therese Flynn. He was a childhood friend of Therese, and both of them had a love of horses. And when the Gardaí did arrive, the police, if you're not from Ireland, they found that there were signs of violence in the Flynn's bedroom, and that there was a large blood stain on the carpet. Now, the priest died that day after the wedding of the Flynn's daughter, Maureen. Richard Flynn was charged for manslaughter and with actual bodily harm, but the judge at his trial and a family friend directed the jury to give a not guilty. God, I can't read it. Give a not guilty verdict. Oh my God, I can't talk today. I'm so sorry. What's going on with me? In 2011, a medical examination of the brain tissue kept after the original post-mortem revealed that there was a high probability, I can't talk, I'm so sorry, that the priest was alive up to 6 hours after the initial attack. Therefore, there might have been medical help was there, would have been summoned, he might have been alive. Now, here's the strange thing. In around 2011 and 2012, new evidence was found by the Gardaí, saying that valuable items belonging to the priest, including several paintings and a horse, vanished after his death. Now, his father passed away before he died, and he then inherited his father's wealth, which was £60,000. And he used some of that money to start a new business. Now, they were also saying that the trial of Richard Flynn, the defence said that there was a possible that Father Molloy had died from a heart failure. This led to Judge Frank Rowe, a great friend of the families involved, to direct the jury. Yeah, less than 4 hours, which I think is absolutely marvellous. Along with that, there was new witnesses of the Flynn's home. A surgeon and a Fianna Fáil politician had been at the house when it happened, which is absolutely crazy, if I may say. It also emerged the judge had known the defendant in the trial. Obviously, we know that now. The Molloy family do not believe that the Richard Flynn killed Father Molloy. Like that. Then what? If it was it a murder? What was it? I'm so confused. Okay, he was arrested. Flynn was arrested because of the judge. The freaking jury. Oh, lads, this favoritism thing is annoying. Anyway, my questions are, well, I wrote down, was the death of Father Molloy just down to his health? Or was someone in the house was aware of his inheritance and the extra load of money he had? Did he want to steal it off him? Was it a family member? Who knows? Anyway, did Father Molloy upset someone with a comment at the wedding the day prior? We will never know, but they're my questions. I know it's a really short episode. I'm sorry. I'm trying to... What my problem is, I am on a subscription for my podcast to upload these. And I only have a certain amount of gigabytes. And if I do, for example, a full half-hour episode, of a podcast, it takes majority of my space, and I can only upload maybe one podcast episode. So I'm trying to get at least 3 done each month. That's the plan. So they're a little bit more shorter than my prior podcast episodes I've had. So I do apologise. Anyway, thank you for listening for this short 10-minute podcast. Hopefully I'm going to do more. If you enjoyed it, I did have actually other Irish history deaths, but majority of them were due to gang relations, of assassinations really. And I didn't really want to do them because Irish gangs get enough air on TV and stuff. No offense. Don't forget, the podcast is on now Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you have Apple Podcasts, I'd be so grateful if you could review my podcast on there and give it a few stars. I'm also now on Deezer and Google Podcasts as well. My next thing is I'm going to try to get on Amazon Podcasts. That's my next aim. So I'll hopefully get that soon. What else? I would appreciate the support if you could share it on those apps and networks, and share it with your family and friends, obviously. I did say on my last episode, in the time travels, I'm streaming video games on Twitch. So if you ever do want to hop on and have a look at me, I'm nearly live every day, except the days I am working. So it is Shalano. I'll put it into my text there on the podcast so you can look it up. All the information I received in this podcast episode was down to RT and Wikipedia, so just letting you know. Thank you for listening. Mind yourselves and stay safe during COVID. I know it's still a tough time to be working around. I know everyone's struggling in December. I definitely know people are more struggling this month in February. We're going to get through this, don't worry. It's not hopefully going to be a long time. That doesn't make sense, does that? No, it doesn't. My mouth's talking before my brain, which is not great. I do apologise. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Mind yourselves, stay safe. Don't forget to wear a mask. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Shallan. No, not Shallan. Shay Spills Podcast. God, I was promoting my Twitch there again. Anyway, mind yourselves. I'll see you all soon. Bye.